Hey, Nick here with SiGMA World. Daniel Buttigieg with Apcopay is right here with me. Good to have you.
Good morning.
Cool. How is the event going for you?
It's fantastic. It's better than ever. We had a very good first day. The run up to SiGMA is always exciting, but the actual day when you start, the meetings, people understand. Some would be pre-booked. The random ones are even more important, and then it's just getting a feel of the community, just.
You're a payment provider here in Malta. Malta is 347 companies of our own, and all the rest of the world has come here today. All of the iGaming sphere. This is your space. This is your time. You're on the hunt, on the pull. This is a big time for you, yeah.
Yep. We've been in the space, Nick, for almost 2 decades now. We help people in the gaming sector, even outside of the gaming sector. But gaming obviously is our big forte. It's what we know most, and we help people basically get solutions up and running. So you have a gaming company, be it a B2B provider, a B2C operator. It becomes over the years more of a partnership, rather than a client-supplier relationship. And we just help people with their payment optimization, basically, and that comes into a lot of shapes and forms.
It's common knowledge that a payment solution, a normal payment solution, it's difficult for the iGaming companies. Banking sometimes doesn't touch them, etc. Has there been any let up? Has it become easier for them in any way outside of what you guys have done? Have the banks been, I guess, less resilient to taking on their business?
I think as compliance continues to become stronger, we see a big shift in the resources needed for a gaming operation to succeed. You mentioned a very good point that the amount of PSPs are mushrooming, obviously, because there's a vested interest in helping the gaming community grow even more. But when it comes to the actual operator wanting to carve out its brand in a particular market or markets, these people typically have to deal with multiple regulations, multiple considerations when it comes to payments, to their tech stack, to their full plethora of mixture of which payment methods go where, which comes first, how to treat your player depending on which payment methods, which domestic payment methods, for example, you want to go with first, compared to just doing cards like anyone would start off typically thinking about. So what you find is, so the people we would help would come from both sides of the spectrum. It would be helping the startup operator, almost carving out a payment strategy, and which are the payment methods I need, kind of thing, into these markets. And there, obviously, you have people who are somewhat limited in resources because they need to focus their business on their actual marketing and other offerings. And then we also help with the tier 1 merchants who want to get into a market, but because of their sheer size, and they do have resources, typically they would be plentiful in terms of resources, but sometimes they might find it a little bit difficult to navigate and integrate new payment methods, for example, into their stack. So we have both parts. We have both parts of the industry. Basically.
How many different payment methods are you integrated with?
At this point in time, we have about 240, most of which are direct integrations. And that's just on the APMs. We're plugged into around 40 banks then on cards. So where an alternative payment method would be, pretty centric within a region or within a country, like you'd have Ideal in the Netherlands, so forth. Today, Klarna for Germany, Alipay in China, for example. You'd have cards that you could do perhaps more of a technical combination of things with, and that's where the full orchestration bit happens, Nick.
Brilliant. And you guys, you provide the solution goes all the way to checkout, right?
Yes. It starts basically from typically from the merchant connecting their platform into us. We provide all the APIs needed. We have 2 modes of connectivity. We have what's called the host to host. We have a full redirect into our page. Today, basically, we're at the stage where people can actually even structure our hosted page, but they could actually model it into their own website without having to be PCI compliant, because we take care of the full stack for them, the whole tokenization for them. And we would start off basically from the initial integration between the platform and us, to sourcing or else providing payment methods that we already have integrated into the stack. And we'd help people with the onboarding, we'd help them with basically handhold and provide more or less a white glove service to merchants, where we would get them up to the contract stage, where instead of them having to go repeatedly over onboarding, time and time over different PSPs, we'd basically give it to them on a silver plate.
Where do you see yourself as being different, more cutting edge, as opposed to your competitors? Where do you see your advantage?
I mean, payments is always very dynamic, and the space is very fluid, Nick. So we tend to focus a lot on the upcoming trends in orchestration, dealing, for example, with artificial intelligence.
I saw you use the AI to do retries, or like an automatic.
Correct. Retries would be part of yes, that's correct. So retries would be part of what we would be helping with, where if you'd have a number of acquirers that we are connected with, the merchant will pretty much automatically, thanks to the platform, be able to smart route intelligently based on previous patterns, and be able to also pick up signals pertaining to their players' data. Pretty much in real time, so rather than invest, X human resources, it's like having people with multiple tentacles almost, where a lot of the work is automated for them and they just need to work by exception now. And a lot of PSPs will typically, and it's an evolving trend as well, will typically have a rules-based engine. We're trying to, steadily, and it's good works in progress, and it's a continuous evolvement. We're trying to get into complete automation of the full cycle, where a person can almost depend on the platform in an unsupervised manner.
Just one particular word that I've noticed, it's a very iGaming term, and the slot machine, it's cascading. What does that mean for your PSP?
It's a pretty straightforward methodology, I would say, an approach where you have a retries. Depending on the reason that the bank declined the transaction, you can preset, but then you can also preempt where the transaction should go to next time round it fails, in an attempt to basically optimize the transaction moving forward, where if you have a particular transaction that happens to fail on a particular card bin, for example, then the solution will automatically not allow it to fail first time over. But if it does fail, then it would be intelligently be able to say, okay, so this time round, where should I try and put this transaction for it to help optimize the payment flow?
Oh. It won't hold you much longer, Daniel. Just you got to get back out there. There's a lot of people who want what you have. Go out there and meet them.
Thank you so much.
Best of luck. Have a great event.
Cheers.
Thanks very much,
Thank you.
Daniel.
Thanks, Nick.
Cool.
Thank you.
Nicholas signing off from SiGMA World.